Okay. So we will start the last problem of stress concept. There is a pre-stressed concrete beam which is having a 200 width and 300 deep depth, is used over an effective span of 6 meter to support an imposed load of 4 kilonewton per meter. That UDL is given, imposed, or that is live load is given. The density of concrete is 24 kilonewton per meter cube. At the center of the span of beam, find the magnitude of. Two cases are given. First case is concentric pre-stressing force necessary for zero stress at the soffit when the beam is fully loaded. Concentric pre-stressing force we have to calculate, which is necessary to develop zero stress at the soffit. Soffit means at the bottom when the beam is fully loaded. That is the first case. And second case is eccentric pre-stressing force located at 100 from bottom of the beam, which would nullify the bottom fiber stress due to the loading. Which will nullify the bottom fiber stress due to the loading. Nullify means, again, the stress at bottom will be equals to zero, should be equals to zero. Only the difference is that in this case, the concentric pre-stressing force means you have to calculate the value of P, which is acting along the centroidal axis of the beam. And in second case, you have to calculate the value of pre-stressing force P, which is located at a distance 100 from the bottom. That is the difference. That two values you have to calculate. So again, for this, the given values are that they have given the section size. The section size is having width of 200 and depth of 300 The span is given 6 meter, and the live load is given 4 kilonewton per meter. As in this problem, they have mentioned the imposed load of 4 kilonewton per meter is given. So live load is given. So as the section sizes are given, unit weight of concrete is also given. So that's why we'll be able to calculate the dead load of the beam. So dead load of beam will be equals to width of beam into depth of beam into unit weight of concrete. That is 0.2 by 0.3 into 24. So you will get the dead load of beam as 1.44 kilonewton per meter. So that's why the total load acting on the beam in the form of UDL will be equals to 4 plus 1.44. That will be equals to 5.44 kilonewton per meter. So this is a UDL, total UDL acting on the beam, and the span of beam is 6 meters. So that's why we'll be able to calculate the maximum moment which is going to act on the beam by using a relation W into L square by 8. Because this beam is a simply supported beam. So maximum moment WL square by 8 will comes to that value comes to 24.48 kilonewton meter. Okay. Now again one more section property is required for us to find out the stresses at the bottom and top. That is the section modulus. So section modulus, or you can calculate the value of moment of inertia. I will be equals to BD cube by 12, and the section modulus will be equals to I by Y. So that y in this case will be equals to 300 by 2, that is 150 Okay. Now we have to find out the pre-stressing force P. That pre-stressing force P is required, but this pre-stressing force P is to be calculated by using two conditions, or for two conditions we have to calculate the pre-stressing force P. The first case is that concentric pre-stressing force and bottom stress is zero. Concentric pre-stressing force means, as I told you, that the pre-stressing force acting along the centroidal axis of the beam, and due to which the stress at bottom should be equals to zero. Sigma B should be equals to zero. So as we know that the stress equation sigma is equals to P by A minus plus P by Z plus minus M by Z. So by using this, the stress at bottom sigma B will be equals to P by A minus M by I into Y. Here P by Z is not used because the tendon is located along the centroidal axis. That's why there is no eccentricity, and as there is no eccentricity, that's why P by Z value comes to 0. So that's why the stress equation in this case will be equals to P by A minus M by I into Y. This is stress at bottom. So now simply we have to put these values. The unknown value in this case is the P. That value is not known to us. A is known to us. M already we have calculated. I and Y is also calculated, and sigma B is given as 0. So if by putting all these values, we'll be able to get the value of P. So that value of P comes to 489.6 kilonewton. This is the answer for case number 1. That is, the concentric force is to be applied on the beam so that the stress at bottom should be equals to 0. So by this relation, the value of P is equals to 489.6 kilonewton. Okay. Now second case, in that case that the pre-stressing force is applied at a distance equals to 100 mm from bottom. Pre-stressing force with an eccentricity of 100 mm, not actually eccentricity. They have given that if you see the problem statement, that an eccentric pre-stressing force located 100 mm from bottom of the beam. From bottom of the beam means what? What is the exact condition? That that there is a beam like this, and the pre-stressing force is to be applied if suppose this is a neutral axis. So the pre-stressing force is applied at a distance equals to, or the tendon is located like this. Tendon is located like this, and this distance from soffit, this distance from soffit, this distance is equals to 100 mm. Okay. So as this distance is 100 mm, so now we have to calculate the value of E. E is the eccentricity from the centroidal axis. So this value of E, this will be the E. So that E will be equals to 150 minus 100. That value comes to 50 mm. Okay. The eccentricity will be equals to 50 mm. This will be the eccentricity. So the value of eccentricity E will be equals to 50 mm. That we have to calculate. So same thing is done here also. But in this second case, the pre-stressing force is acting at an with some eccentricity equals to 100 mm from bottom. That is, the value of E is equals to 50 mm. Okay. And one more condition that they have given is that stress at bottom should be equals to 0. Sigma B should be equals to 0. So again, what we have to do, that we have to use that same relation, sigma B is equals to P by A plus minus P by Z minus M by Z. So directly you put all these values again here. The value of P is unknown to us. So all our remaining values are known to us. So if you put all these values, you will be able to get the value of P. So value of P will be equals to 245.05 kilonewton. So in this way, you will be able to find out the values of pre-stressing force by using the stress concept. Okay. So here we'll stop today because some other sessions are also there. So in next session, what we'll do, that we'll discuss the concept, strength concept, and load balancing concept, and some numericals based on these two concepts we'll discuss in next lecture.